Thank you so much. This is Kirsten Basler, and we are ready to roll with the April 29th core messaging. Thank you so much for joining us today. The previous 2 days, Dr. Fishbeck, the Chief of Staff at the Department of Public Instruction, has been delivering these updates because the department has been very busy working on a lot of other efforts, and Dr. Fishbeck was kind enough to provide the updates for us while Assistant Superintendent Maskey worked closely with the U.S. Education Department and our partners across the nation on the ESSER funding that we will be providing you more information later in this update. And while I have been working with the cross-agency team that includes members of DPI staff, members of governor staff, the Department of Emergency Services, North Dakota Department of Health, and others that are working in local school district leaders that have been working on a plan to provide some guidance for things that must be in place and things that should be considered when deciding whether to go back into our school buildings for reentry, whenever that may be. The 4 buckets or 4 elements that are created in this guidance have to do first and foremost with the logistics and operation, safe and healthy operations of even physical reentry into the school, that we are working closely with an epidemiologist and a disease control expert that formerly worked with the North Dakota Department of Health, working with some international organizations, the World Health Organization, and of course, the Center for Disease Control, the U.S. Center for Disease Control. So we are happy to report that the guidance, the first draft of the guidance is complete. It's been a bit of an exhaustive effort, but we'll be sending that to the governor for his first review and then sending it on to our stakeholders to ensure that we have a number of eyes and perspectives and opinions and suggestions that can go into making this document as useful and helpful and efficient as possible. So working to get that done through this afternoon. Once we have the commitment or the input from our very important stakeholders who will actually be doing the work of this reentry and the logistics sorting out, after that is complete and that input has been contributions have been added to the first draft, we will send it over to the North Dakota Department of Health tomorrow afternoon so the state health director and her executive leadership team can take a look and provide their approval for those safe and healthy reentry guidelines that we have put together. After that, we will send it on to the governor's office again for his review and final determination. So that's a bit of the timeline and a bit of the content of that, the guidance that we're working on. Again, the first and foremost guidance on the logistics and safe and healthy operations of reentry into physical school space. The second will be questions that school districts should consider and some exemplars and best practices that are also included in the areas of academic support, school funding with the CARES Act, and of course the very important social, emotional, and academic development needs of our young people and the social emotional needs of all of the people in your community as they return to your school community. So those are the 3 other areas that are considerations that school districts should take into account as they make the decisions about their own community. So essentially, we've gotten the question as a result of this work that we're doing on this guidance, a multitude of questions that are coming into our office and into the governor's office. Basically, they all boil down to, is school reopening soon, and or will we have some sort of access to our facilities for other external events such as graduation and or other end-of-year processes? What I can say is that we've been meeting with the governor and the governor's office staff frequently over the last 2 weeks. I met with the governor last evening until about 8 p.m. and I believe we may be meeting later again today. He is working on a decision and is asking for information on all options. I want to move to the ESSER fund training date change, training with Assistant Superintendent Basler and I to share the LEA, the Local Education Agency process, or school districts as we call them in North Dakota, to access your ESSER funding has been moved from today. That training will take place tomorrow, Thursday, April 30th, from 1 to 2 p.m. Central Time. This training will provide information on applying for ESSER funds for our school districts. Our special education office met with the special education units today, and the DPI Special Education Office developed a document that was shared with the units to assist them in making decisions regarding extended school year eligibility for students with disabilities. Pathfinder has been creating very good resources for parents and families, and please check there if your school is interested in seeking out and utilizing some of these resources for parents and families. DPI has submitted a trio of executive order requests to Governor Burgum to consider issuing to waive the 3 areas that we have asked the governor to consider is to waive the testing requirement for the class of 2020 seniors for the CTE scholarship due to the lack of WorkKeys testing options available this spring. We are also requesting that he include in the executive order a waiver of the requirement of earning a C or better in courses required for the academic and CTE scholarship for the 2nd semester of this school. This would allow a pass-fail grade as well as Ds to count for the scholarship for this semester only as schools and students adjust to distance learning. The executive order request also included asking the governor to suspend the re-education requirement for the renewal of DPI credentials that have expired March 15 through September 1. Again, that is the credential requirement and is not suspending the requirement to renew the educator license that you must renew through ESPB. In addition, the executive order request includes asking the governor to suspend provisions regarding a school district's ending fund balance and the reduction of state aid payment if a school district exceeds the allowed amount. So again, a trio of executive order requests have come from DPI to Governor Burgum. We will update you when we hear more on those. Again, that is just a request, and that we are just in the first stages of that process. Family engagement. The core team joined in a national call with the Council of Chief State School Officers and 15 other states. North Dakota was highlighted along with 3 other states for our continued good work in family engagement. We are in alignment with the leading nationwide efforts to promote stronger, more authentic and effective partnerships between schools and families. The core family engagement team is partnering also with Mark Armentrout in the Office of Special Education to connect family engagement efforts with dropout prevention, understanding the impact of these 2 efforts are intricately connected. They will be discussing upcoming professional development opportunities and pertinent information to be shared with families across North Dakota. The first North Dakota PK-12 Alliance meeting that is related to a direct request from our family cabinet is scheduled to meet for the first time May 8th. The core team will reach out to our family engagement cabinet to firm up the best future dates for our next cabinet meeting. This PK-12 Family Alliance is a brainchild of our family cabinet, understanding that the things that we have learned about each other and the diversity and the needs of our students to have our schools and our families work more closely in partnership shouldn't be something that just occurs during a pandemic, but how do we harness all of the good that we have learned and all of the relationships that have been strengthened to put into place in our schools after COVID-19 has left us. I want to again just announce that the North Dakota Teacher of the Year deadline has been extended to May 8th. The North Dakota Teacher of the Year deadline has been extended to May 8th. And I also wanted to let you know that for those of you that are considering nominating a teacher from your school district or your county, we want to have a Teacher of the Year applicant and candidate from all 53 of our counties. Right now, we only have 16 counties represented. They include McKenzie, McHenry, Stark, Montreal, Cass, Foster, Burley, Nelson, Grand Forks, Morton, Stutzman, Richland, Adams, McLean, Ward, and Barnes. So if you haven't heard your county name listed in that, I challenge you to nominate from someone from your county, one of the school districts in your county. Even if you did hear your county named off, if you have yet to nominate a teacher within your school district, please submit those applications. Currently, we have 25 applicants. It is a much more streamlined and efficient process for the 53 county level application. And the website address for that is obviously our DPI website, which is nd.gov/DPI/educators. And from there, you'll find the 2020 North Dakota Teacher of the Year county application. Thank you so much. I hope you have a very good day. I would say to you today that in any moment of indecision, the best thing you can do is the right thing. The worst thing that you can do is nothing. So for all of us, as we have choice points in front of us today, with each decision being dependent on the decision that preceded it, keep that in mind, that in any moment of indecision, the best thing that you can do is the right thing, and the worst thing you can do is nothing. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.